Yeah, let's get started. So I just wanted to talk to you guys, in regards to the whole online dating. No matter what online dating app you're using, you have at least 6 pictures in there. And in some cases, yes, these tips are going to be backed by science, Joe. You're absolutely right. Hit it on the mark. But no, what I was saying though, no matter what online dating app you're using, you have at least 6 pictures given to you. In some cases, it might be more depending on the dating app and site you're using to make the best first impression with a woman. Now, a lot of people out there think guys are the most visual ones out there. That's not always the case. Women are pretty visual too. Like, let's be honest though, when we're online dating, the first thing that we're going to look at is someone's photos. So we're going to start there. So that's why I'm saying that's your first impression right there. And you want to make the best first impression with a woman. So you want to showcase through these photos all the amazing attributes that, make you unique, who make you you. And it's going to look at everything from your personality all the way down to your interests and hobbies. And guess what, guys? You can convey all that information with just a single photo. I know, mind blowing. No, but it's like the cliche says, a picture's worth 1,000 words. And you can convey that all with just a simple photo. So before I jump into kind of all those juicy secrets and tips I promised you guys, I want to make sure to introduce myself just in case anyone is jumping on the live and doesn't know me or is a new member in the group. I believe we had at least a new 1 member the past few days. So just wanted to introduce myself. My name is Rebecca Bartley. I am the founder and dating coach of Dating Bites. Dating Bites is a coaching company directly linked to helping single men attract high-quality women into their lives and in turn their dream woman to form a long-lasting relationship with. So I work with single men and help them accomplish this goal just through various different areas and challenges that happen to them through things like online dating, confidence and mindset, sex and intimacy, relationship issues, as well as just any general dating, love life issues that you encounter. So anyways, I want to really get into this content. I know that's why you guys are really here. I just wanted to give a little brief introduction about myself, but I want to get started with these photo tips and secrets that are going to instantly, and I mean instantly, boost your online dating profile. So I want to make sure before I go into it, are you guys ready for this? If you guys are ready, just type in the comments below saying I'm ready. All right, so we're going to get into photo tip number 1, which is, and it should be obvious, but you'd be surprised how many men don't do this. So the tip is, men, show your face and smile. Oh my gosh, like you think it's so obvious, but so many men, back when I was online dating. So thanks, Joe. Thanks for confirming you're ready. I'm excited. So back when I was online dating, if you people don't know, and there might be some people that don't know this, I'm actually in a happy relationship myself. So I used to online date. But when I was online dating, I saw so many men's pictures out there and they were blocking their face. So what does it mean by them blocking their face? So they were doing things like wearing sunglasses. So no sunglasses in your photos, men, because this obscures your eyes. And I'm going to pull a cliche, but the eyes are the windows to the soul. And women out there, we know this, men. They are in tune with things like feelings, emotions, wanting to get to your heart, wanting to get to know you on a deeper level, getting to know your soul, right? So don't obscure those beautiful eyes, show them off. And, you know, another thing too is you just don't want to block your face in general. So don't have photos of you wearing masks. I know this is very topical to the time period we're in when I'm filming this live, being in the COVID-19 pandemic. Everyone's wearing masks out there. But don't upload photos of you wearing masks. This is not meant to be anti-mask by any means. But I'm just saying for your specific dating photos, don't wear a mask and don't obscure any of your face. Another thing too that can affect obscuring your face is using filters. So this is one I hear more commonly and see more women doing, but you'd be surprised, guys, how many men out there are also using filters as well. And I know a lot of men out there aren't a fan of seeing women using filters. So something like, I'm going to use a cliche example of women using the dog one with the tongue sticking out, that Snapchat filter. A lot of you men probably are familiar with what I'm referring to. And I know you guys don't like to see filters. Don't do it either. We don't like it either. We want you to be natural. So another thing too that I mentioned in my tip was about smiling. Oh my gosh, I can't get over how many guys have photos that they're so serious in. And I get it if you're going into a business meeting, why you want to showcase that serious side. But we don't, as women, this is our first initial impression of you. We don't want to see you being serious. Like, just like you don't want to see us women, you know, being serious in our photos. That's something we can learn about you more down the line and more serious discussions and things like that. For our initial first attraction, we want to see you smiling. That attracts us, that invokes a positive energy. It shows a fun and playful side to you. So don't be afraid of smiling. And even if you're worried, because I know sometimes people have concerns like around insecurities with their teeth. Like I know I used to have insecurities with my teeth because you'll probably notice I have like a little bit of a gap in between my two front teeth. I used to be so insecure about that. And then it's crazy, you know, over the years, like how many men, especially, both men and women, but men especially, that gave me compliments about my smile. And it was something I used to be so insecure about. And I was like, oh my gosh, so many people tell me I have this great smile. So don't feel insecure. You know, don't worry about that. Smile in your photos. We want to see that fun and playful side. And it also tells us too, as women, that when we see you smiling, it gives off that you're this great person kind of vibe. And that we think to ourselves, okay, this is a person that if we go on a date with them, that we are going to have a really good time with them. They're going to be a lot of fun to be with. And that's the message we want to be sending out, right, single men? So just something to keep in mind too. The next photo tip I wanted to share was to avoid selfies as much as possible. So guys, in particular, this is what I saw a lot when I was online dating. This means no shirtless mirror pics. I don't know why I constantly see guys doing this. Again, women want to see you be natural and in the moment. The only exception to having a shirtless picture of yourself is if you're doing something that requires you to not have a shirt. So like you're going swimming. So for example, you could have a photo of yourself with a pool in the background and you're wearing swimming shorts. That makes sense why you're going to be shirtless. I expect you to be shirtless if you're going swimming, right? So, but when you're in front of a mirror in your bathroom and, you know, flexing your muscles, let's say, and taking a selfie of yourself in front of your toilet, like that's not natural. I also think too, like, and this is what I remember too when I was online dating, when I would see guys with these photos, you know, a lot of guys, they're doing this because they think it turns women on. I totally agree with you, Joe. Oh God, shirtless mirror pics. Yep, just why. I know, I totally agree. Especially in front of the toilet. I don't get it. But anyway. But, you know, when I was online dating and I saw these guys, it actually didn't attract me to them. It did the opposite, actually. It turned me off. It made me actually cringe. That is the most like accurate word I could use for that. I actually would cringe whenever I saw these photos because they look so fake. They look so poised. And even they gave the impression too of just someone very egotistical, which is a very negative attribute to have and doesn't attract more women to you. So it actually does the opposite effect that you would think. So another thing that I want to keep in mind is that when it comes to selfies, you know, these are pictures that you're taking of yourself, right? Selfie. So when you use pictures that you didn't, yes, it is really cringy. I totally agree with you, Joe. But when you use pictures that you didn't personally take yourself, it shows women out there that you have someone else in your life. That could be like a family member, a friend, whatever the case. You're not all alone. You have at least one other person in your life, which actually takes me into my next point, which is think before you upload a group photo. Okay, so uploading group photos, or, you know, at least one group photo, is a really great way to showcase your fun side. And it also showcases that you have a social life, right? That's really important stuff. Both men and women are really attracted to someone like that. But when you're uploading group photos, there are a few ways you have to kind of strategically approach this. So, first, you need to make it obvious who you are in the group photo. So you don't want to make your photo, especially your main profile picture, because a lot of women see that and they're going through, they have to try and figure out who you are in this group. It just causes problems. You don't want to make it frustrating for a woman to figure out who you are, right? You want to make it easy. Again, you're creating that positive vibe, right? That positive energy. So, a great way to showcase who you are, and this is something I used to do as well when I would put group photos on my online dating profile, I would actually physically go through before uploading and I would blur or just block in some sort of way other people's faces, obviously except my own. This way someone can quickly tell who you are and stuff like that. And I'm going to kind of circle back to this because, you know, if you decide you don't want to actually do this, then it's important that you closely look at who exactly is in the photo with you. And I'm going to give at least, you know, a few examples why. So a group shot you never want to upload is a photo with you next to a woman or women in the photo next to you. And the reason why I say this, because I remember when I was online dating, I saw a lot of guys do this. And I totally get the mindset behind them. Like the reason why they did this, because men were thinking in their minds that, you know, do this. They think, oh, if I'm uploading photos of me with a woman on my arm, I'm going to look more attractive to women because I'm going to look like someone who's like a stud, right? A ladies' man who lots of women find very attractive. That's their mindset. And that's actually, it's funny in a way because it's so opposite in a woman's mind. Women actually get repelled by those photos, and I'll tell you why. And men kind of do the same thing too. So it's not just women, but women, when they see that type of photo, they right away go into their mind and start asking questions like, who is she? Who is this woman on his arm? Is she an ex? Is this woman someone that you used to be with? And then they start comparing in their head. They're like, oh, am I prettier than her? Yeah. Macho cringe. Yeah, I totally agree, Joe. But that's the thing, is that they think these questions, right? You know, they think, is this an ex? Like, right? Like, am I prettier than her? You know, is this a significant other, and are you cheating on her? Like, is this a friend of yours that you want to bang or have sex with, or you've already had sex with, you know? These are the questions that go through our heads, and men, and like I said, it's not just women. I know it's, if the situations are reversed, men do this too. But, you know, it's something that just instantly repels us. So something you just want to keep in mind too. So another example of like a kind of like group shot that you can include is, don't upload a photo of you holding a baby or a child, because when women see that, and I know, again, I get the mindset why men do it, because women, or least majority of women, are, you know, into babies and children and want to have one day. I get why you're doing it and why you're doing it to draw us in. But the problem is that, you know, our minds tend to go right away when we see you holding a baby or a child to the mindset of you're a single dad. FYI, absolutely nothing wrong with single dads. I want to put that out there. Nothing wrong with single dads. Totally, they're superheroes. Honestly, total respect for them. But the thing is, if you're not a single dad, I don't want you to convey that message that would make a woman think that. And one of the reasons why is because good to know, Joe. Thanks for sharing. But yeah, so you're already following this tip. That's good to know. But, you know, the reason why is because, and I've worked with single dads, I've connected with them, and they will tell you that dating is like 1,000,000 times harder for them because they have a child in the picture. And there's so many things I could go into with that, but that's a completely different topic. I want to make sure that we stay on track. So I'm not going to go into that. But the thing is, if you're not a single dad, you don't want to convey that to women and make them think that way. As a side note, if there are any single dads watching this, just my personal opinion, I don't think an online dating profile is where you should be, or is a space where you should be including a photo of your kids. Just like, it's a very public area, and there's just some creepy people on the internet and stuff like that. So safety tip from Rebecca. But just, that's my personal opinion. Do with it what you will. But so moving on though, another thing I want to point out is looking at group shots with friends. So you have a group shot with your boys, guys are having a great time. So only upload a group shot of you guys together where you are the most attractive one in the group shot. Stay with me, okay? The reason why is because, and I did this too when I was online dating, I guarantee any woman that visits your profile, she will literally be scanning through that photo and looking at each and every guy in the photo. And if you are not the most attractive one, she's going to be disappointed. Again, we're going off of first impressions here, guys. We're not going off of, you know, and we all look at the photos. That's the first thing. So that's what I'm going off of. But this happened to me personally in the sense of, like, when I was online dating, you know, I would look at guys' profiles that I was interested in. They had group shots and stuff like that. And I couldn't exactly figure out who was the owner of the dating profile. So I would scan through that group shot, and my mind would just automatically go to the what I thought was the most attractive guy in the photo. 8 or 9 times out of 10, it turned out to be the guy that was probably the least attractive in the group photo. So just something to keep in mind. And that goes back to my original point that if this is a concern for you, if you're, you know, worried, because I know there's as we talked about in our last live, that those insecurities around attractiveness. That's why I really strongly recommend, especially in those cases, that you just cover up everyone's faces. It totally eliminates this problem. You don't have to worry about it. But if you happen to upload a group photo and you feel that you are the most attractive one, then by doing so, you are actually going to increase attraction from women who visit your profile, because you're standing up, physical looks wise, you're standing above your other friends and you're just looking more attractive in her eyes. Guys, I told you these tips are actually backed by science. There are people that did experiments and studies on this. So this is legit stuff. I know it sounds funny, but it's legit. So another thing I wanted to kind of talk about is, I'm sure every guy out there is familiar with the terms alpha male and beta male. In my opinion, the man that can create the balance between both is the one I'd be looking for a long-term relationship with as a woman. Obviously, I'm in a very happy relationship, so I'm not looking, but that's just a general opinion from a woman. But, when it comes to first impressions and just kind of that initial attraction, women tend to be most attracted to men, again, on a high scale, first attraction and first impression, men who are showcasing alpha male type qualities through their photos. And guys, like I said, backed by science, there's actually literally a biological reason for this. I'm not going to go dive into it, but you're more than welcome to do the research behind this, just because I want to stay on the topic. But there's actually literally a biological reason behind this. However, even if you define yourself as a beta male, you can still subconsciously showcase these alpha male type qualities, because no one out there is 100% alpha male and no guy out there is 100% beta male. We all kind of have at least a little bit of the other side in us. So, but the best way to do this, especially if you are in the situation where you're more on the beta male side, but the best way to do this, and this is kind of my next photo tip, is that you want to post action shots of yourself. So I'm going to get really, really blunt with you guys right now. No person out there wants to date someone who spends all of their free time sitting on the couch, watching TV, or playing video games. I have to put that out there. It's getting really blunt with you guys, but no one wants to date someone like that. Now, I'm not saying anything's wrong with watching movies or, having a movie night or playing video games. Hell, I'm a huge movie buff. And I love movies. I even love playing the occasional video game, not gonna lie. However, no one wants to date someone who does that all the time, who spends all their free time and that's all they do. We women love variety in our lives. If a man can bring that into, kind of dating us and a relationship with us, we love that. And we love men who are out there doing things. So I want you to just kind of think about the interests and hobbies you have. And if you do connect with, just going back to what I was saying, like you're someone that when you come home from work or on the weekends, all you do is just sit on the couch and watch TV, video games, that's all you do. Look, again, going to be really blunt with you guys. You guys need to take a hard, deep look at yourself. You need to open up your mind. And you need to find additional hobbies. That's going to get you off the couch too. Again, nothing wrong with doing it occasionally, but you can't spend all your free time doing that. I know men personally that are like that. Yeah, it's not attractive to a woman, and vice versa if the situations were reversed too. You wouldn't find it attractive in a woman either. That's all she did. So think about the interests and hobbies you have. So if you're someone, for example, that loves to go for walks or you love hiking, upload a photo of yourself that's, you taking a walk next to a lake, or You know, in the case of hiking with a group of friends, you're taking a hike with a group of friends, especially if you're the leader in that group, you know, you're the one leading the hike and there's a photo of you doing that. That showcases an alpha male quality, right? That's leadership. That's an alpha male quality. That's super attractive to a woman. And again, her mind goes there, guys. Subconsciously, she'll think that way. So another thing I wanted to, like another example I want to give is if you like sports and you enjoy playing sports, get someone to take a photo of you playing a sport. So for example, playing basketball with your friends, or someone taking a photo of you playing, I don't know, ball hockey, whatever the case being, get someone to take a photo of you, because that's like a photo in action, literally. So the final tip I kind of wanted to share with you guys was uploading photos of yourself outside. So again, it's kind of connecting to some things I previously mentioned just now. But, you know, women are more attracted to men who are being active and outdoors than men who are just simply inside. Again, it's a subconscious thing. If you're taking photos inside, let's say your living room, like we think you're a couch potato. We think you don't have anything to do. Again, you're the only one in the photo. So again, it's those questions subconsciously that, you know, kind of pop up in our minds. So when you're active and outside, we think you have a life. To sum it up, to put it bluntly, your photos are showing that you have a life, that you have excitement going on, you're active, you're doing shit. So yeah, so that was another thing I wanted to share. Oh, another thing too is that outdoor natural light is the most flattering light in general, but especially with men, and it makes men especially look very attractive to women. So lighting is really key when it comes to photography. For those who don't really have like a basic photography understanding, lighting is crucial, and natural light especially is just the most flattering. So get outside, take those photos outside. But something I wanted to kind of share with you guys as just like an extra bonus, and to kind of tie all these tips together as well, was I wanted to share with you my personal lineup that I recommend you have of your photos. So like I said, I shared before, you have those 6 picture slots, right? At a minimum. So I wanted to share my lineup with you, the lineup for success, as I refer to it as. It's in no particular order, but just write these down. I mean, I think you should be taking notes anyway with the stuff I'm sharing, but write these down especially, okay? So these are the minimum 6 types of photos you should be having. Okay, 1, you should have a full length shot of yourself. So a full body shot. Again, natural, we get the whole picture of what you look like. 2, a close-up of you. So that's going to be from shoulders. So kind of similar to how I'm on camera, actually. So it's almost like a headshot photo. So from shoulders up. And 3, you want one that has an intriguing and interesting environment. So what do I mean by that? So you want to upload photos, for example, if you traveled somewhere and there's some sort of interesting background going on. So, and it's intriguing to someone. Another one, you could be at a rooftop bar, or maybe you're in a museum. Whatever the case being, you're somewhere that the background is different than a home. So different than what I have as my background, but is an intriguing background. So 4, you want to have a different intriguing background. So again, using the examples I gave. So let's say your first one was a travel shot. Okay. So your 4th one is going to be, like I said, the example, you're in a museum. So just a different type of background that is interesting and intriguing and invites questions, right? The 5th one you want to show is an activity, so an action shot that I was referring to. So like you playing a sport, like I was saying, basketball or ball hockey, soccer, whatever the case being. Some sort of activity or action shot. The final one, 5, 6, is going to be a group shot. So keep in mind those tips that I was telling you before about group shots. Just make sure you're really strategic about it. But those are the 6 photo lineup. That's the minimum. So if you have more than 6 photos, you can just like repeat some of those. But those are just like the bare minimum that you want to make sure that you're including in your profile, along with those tips I also shared as well. So I really hope you guys got a lot of value out of these tips. Okay. Hi, Nick. What about with a pet? I would also say that's another good one too. I kept a limit to how many tips I shared just because for time constraints, because I can honestly go on and on for hours probably about this topic. I'm very passionate about it. So absolutely, Nick, if you actually have a pet, so in regards to specifically men with pets, I will say this: don't borrow someone's pet. Don't take a picture with someone else's dog. If you don't have a pet, don't do it, because it's not really showcasing your life. It's your friend's life, right? It's their pet. So it's kind of misleading in a way, and it's kind of a turn off to a woman once they find that out, that it's not actually your pet. If you have a cat, as a man, again, I'm going with what science says. Studies tend to show, for some reason, that women are less attractive, or find men less attractive in a photo if they're with a cat. I don't get it. I'm a cat and a dog person. But for some reason, studies do show this. If you have a dog, though, absolutely 110%, you can post a photo with your dog. Again, provided it's your dog. But absolutely, you can post that photo. And women tend to find you more attractive as well if you have a photo with a dog. So thanks for asking that, Nick. So as you guys can see, I'm really clearly passionate about, online dating. I want to obviously help you guys be successful in this area and attract really high quality women your way. But there is so much more to online dating than just having the right photos. Again, my goal was to get you guys in the door and create that, really good first impression. But there's so much more to online dating. And I'm sure you guys are aware of this. It's not just your photos, especially when you're dealing with women. Women read profiles, they're reading messages, and they want good messages too. And I'll come back to that. But, women are doing all these things. It's not just about the photos. The photos are the first step, but there's so much more to the online dating world. And I want to help you guys be successful. So that's why I actually offer